The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
The first OTA practice that was open for the media was earlier today. Nick Faria, now covering the team for Sports Illustrated, was there. He's going to join me for a full recap. That and much more is what we're talking about. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting in here, we excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Let's go! A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. The Jets were on the field today. Geno Smith and company out there for the media to watch. We also got a notable, I don't want to say significant, but notable injury update on Jets rookie tight end Kenyon Sadiq. So a lot to cover. Thanks for being here. Like the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Join the Patreon if you haven't. We're going to have info about all the events we have planned for Nashville that will be there on the Discord, which you gain access to when you go to patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. With that, we say hello to the new Sports Illustrated New York Jets beat reporter. It's our good friend, Nick Faria, who joins us now. Nick, how we feeling, man? Back at the facility for OTAs today. What's going on?
It's always a good feeling, man. Always a good feeling to be back at that facility. Great people, great time to watch some football. And, yeah, listen, a lot of big takeaways today. A lot of good things happened on the field for the New York Jets, even though there was obviously one piece of bad news unequivocally that the team and the fan base is going to have to move forward with.
So let's start with the bad news. This was Aaron Glenn. I pulled this down, announcing the injury to rookie tight end Kenyon Sadiq.
Had a minor procedure, so he won't be out of practice today. He had a minor procedure, something that he dealt with, and we knew about, right, going to his last year of college, and he dealt with doing rookie minicamp, and we want to make sure we get it done right after rookie minicamp, so he'll be ready to go doing training camp.
So he called it a minor injury. At first he said groin, then there was the follow-up on what type of injury is it specifically, what type of surgery, then it was hernia. What do you make of those comments there? What did you hear about Kenyon Sadiq today, his status going forward?
Yeah, listen, I think it would be a mistake to see him on the field at all over the next few weeks for OTAs and even mandatory minicamp. It doesn't sound like they're overly concerned for his reliability early on in the season, but still, we kind of talked about this with Mason Taylor last year. I believe Mason missed about a week or two during training camp, if I remember correctly, and that kind of stunted his development early on. Still had a pretty quality rookie season for a tight end, finished number one on the team in most categories receiving-wise for the full course of the season, but it took a little bit longer for him to get adjusted. I'm interested to see what happens now. OTAs are not the be-all, end-all, but the fact that Kenyon Sadiq is going to have to miss essentially 3-4 weeks of on-field work, even though it's not tackling, even though it's not advanced stuff that you normally get at training camp, it's still missing time with your quarterback. It's missing time with your team. So I think realistically, it's going to take a little bit of time for Kenyon Sadiq to really get his traction going on the football field. I don't think it's a wasted season. I don't think it means his rookie year is going to be shot. It's obviously bad news for his early year development, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on over the next few weeks to see how he goes into training camp. Is he able to jump in right away and take first-team reps? Does he need a little bit more time to get up to speed? All this does is ask more questions to when we get to that point in July.
Look, if he's ready to go for the start of training camp, big picture, I'm not concerned. But if it starts to linger past then you don't want to say, oh, no, this is not good, but it's not ideal. Again, you want him out there as much as possible. He was basically a one-year starter at Oregon. And look, they have depth at tight end with Mason Taylor, and they re-signed Jeremy Ruckert, gave him the extension before the year was up. But Sadiq is a major part of what they want to do offensively. He just is. Like, again, when they drafted him, someone inside the Jets building told me this is the best thing for Garrett and for Mason as far as opening up their offensive capabilities here. So to not have him would be a blow. Even if he is a rookie, he's still the 16th pick in the draft.
Yeah, listen, the expectations, I think, for a player like Kenyon Sadiq is a little bit different compared to the expectations of Mason Taylor as a second-round pick. It's kind of like if they had taken Tyler Warren last year, the expectation would have been that he would have to produce right away. There should not be a rookie slowdown that most tight ends normally go through, or a Brock Bowers, if you will. With Mason Taylor, it's a little bit of a different story. You can give him that opportunity to develop in a slow way, and you saw the benefits of that later on in the season. I thought Mason Taylor had a quality rookie year compared to what he had to deal with at the quarterback position. So all that has to be taken into account. Kenyon Sadiq, his ability to play outside and also inside as a sort of tight end / receiver hybrid. He's bigger than most receivers, a little bit bigger overall, but he's got that speed to be able to blow by some defenders. So it's going to be interesting to see how that's affected early on. I don't think it's going to hinder him much because, again, we can talk about what I saw today at OTAs and, players that are on the rise or on the fall during OTAs and mandatory minicamp. It doesn't really matter until training camp begins. When the pads come on, the physicality happens. That's where these practices and these injuries are really going to start into focus. As you said, if he's missing a week or two into camp, it's a lot different than him essentially saying, I'm missing OTAs, I'm missing the film sessions, or I'm missing the walkthroughs on the field. It's a much different story than we're talking about right now.
Would you say that Sadiq is a freak?
Well, I haven't seen him yet on the field in the NFL, so I'm not going to go there.
Is his hernia a certified tweak?
I was obsessed with Sadiq, certified freak, 7 days a week, certified freak. Obsessed with Sadiq, certified freak, 7 days a week, certified. Obsessed with Sadiq, 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Certified freak.
Shout out to Leon with the funny comment about the hernia. Look, I just hope he's back soon. I'm not going to freak out. The Knicks are playing for a championship next week, so I got bigger things on my mind right now. But I don't like hearing this. I don't like hearing this as a Jet fan.
And listen, it's never good to hear before he even steps on the field for legitimate practices. You never want to hear a rookie suffer an injury like a hernia of all things. If it's a hamstring pull, if it's something like that, that's a different story. But we're talking about a hernia. It's not something we can just oddly, gloss over and say he'll be fine. There's going to be a recovery process for him going forward. But again, he has over 2 months to go before training camp begins and really start to see what he looks like in this offense. So I think it would behoove Jets fans to take some time, give him that opportunity to recover, and then we'll see when the pads come on how lethal he can be in this offense starting week 1.
SI Jets reporter Nick Faria here. He was at OTAs today. Aaron Glenn spoke. Geno Smith spoke. Demario Davis spoke, as did Garrett Wilson. Before we get to any of the on-field stuff, Nick, what did you learn from any of those press conferences? Obviously, the big thing from Glenn was Sadiq, but anything else from the head coach and your thoughts on some of the players, including the new starting quarterback, Geno, who spoke today for the first time with you guys?
Yeah, you see the maturity in Geno Smith already. Much different player than when he was first here. And he kind of mentioned it. I've grown up. I've experienced things. It's helped me grow into the leader that I am. I'm confident in myself. Demario Davis talked about it. He's comfortable in his own skin. We could argue about the reasons why he failed in New York the first time, but he's a much different person, a much different player than that moment. And you kind of saw it in practice a little bit today. I joked last week, I'm very excited to see the forward pass make its way back to Florham Park. And you saw that in practice. They're pushing the ball down the field. That's who Geno Smith is. He wants to go down swinging. He's a quarterback that's going to take chances, throw it downfield accurately. Saw that a lot today. You saw the maturity and how he operates not only in the huddle, but on the field as well. So that's obviously a positive. But then Garrett Wilson today, I thought was probably the most important answer today. He was talking about Frank Reich's offense and his impact, and he essentially said, "I'm going to look back on my career and say I loved this offense more than any other." And we talked about the ability to do their own things, the ability to adapt in the situation. When every defense shows something, it's not a rigid, this is the route you have to run, and this is what you guys need to do at all times. It's player empowerment. If I see something that I like, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to do it this way. And Frank Reich allows that to happen. That kind of player empowerment, it's kind of hit or miss in the NFL today. A lot of offenses like the Sean McVays of the world, the Kyle Shanahan's, it doesn't really adhere to player empowerment. It's, I have a system, we're going to run this system, and you're going to be open because of this system. This is a little bit different. This is, we have great players. Let's let our great players do things on the field that only they can do. So it's a wait-and-see game if it works in the National Football League now. But the fact that Garrett Wilson and Geno Smith today both adamantly defended it, saying, feeling really confident about it, early returns are really good, I think should excite some Jet fans who maybe were on the fence about Frank Reich to begin with.
Here's a little of Geno from earlier today talking about being back at One Jets Drive.
Afternoon. How you doing, Gary? Good seeing you. Yes, good seeing you guys. Thank you.
Gino, was there a time, where you came here and it was just kind of surreal? And has that, did you have that feeling when you first got back here?
Yeah, I would say my first day back in the building. Just the first, coming in for physicals and just walking down that hall again. It's the very first hall I walked down when I, got drafted, and all those feelings come back, just great feelings, great memories, seeing my mom in the locker room. And, I started just thinking about, just my first time in the NFL, first time here. But immediately it clicked right back in. I got to get to work. And, I just, got right back to that. And so I'm really excited to be here. And, even seeing, all you guys' faces again, it's really cool.
He's thrilled to be mixing it up with the Jet media once again. You weren't there when his teammate punched him in the jaw. So now you're a part of the Geno Smith comeback, stint 2 with the Jets.
And listen, he seems very excited about it. I think it was Rich and Steve Serby, two guys that were.
Who was Gary, by the way? Gary Myers was there today?
I didn't see Gary. I know obviously Serby and Rich were asking him, essentially saying, listen, it's a lot different than you were here. What are you excited to potentially be the guy that could end all these years of suffering? And he kind of played it off a little bit. He's like, listen, I'm here to win. I want to win. I want to help this team wherever I can. But you see the confidence that he plays with, but you see the maturity. And I think that was the one thing that stood out to me. I was in high school when he was drafted. I was in high school when that whole situation went down. So I can't give you guys this breaking news of what exactly happened in that room. But you see a different player. You listen to press conferences he had when he first came into the league. You listen to him now. It's a much different person. It's someone who has gone through the lumps of an NFL career and has come back even stronger. Talking about, you see it right here, wanting to be the best team in the world, but understanding that it's going to take some time. That's an honest perspective. That's a confident perspective, and that's what you want to see from a quarterback of the Jets.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
Yeah, baby.
It's just, I liked everything I saw today from him, even though potentially could have thrown an interception, whatever it is.
We don't get an interception, so he has nothing to worry about in practice.
Exactly. We're in OTAs here. This is the time to make mistakes. But listen, I liked everything I've heard from him. I've liked everything I've seen.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Nick Faria with us here. We're going to get to the on-field stuff shortly. I'm also posting Nick's article for Sports Illustrated in the live chat. The headline is pretty interesting. It got me to click. 5 thoughts from Jets first open OTA practice. I mean, look at this. Big bad SI. Nick Faria moving up in the world. We love to see it. Congrats, Nick.
Hey, listen, X Factors is just as legitimate. They're fantastic. But yeah, listen, it's exciting. And quite frankly, the big storyline today, in my opinion, was not Geno Smith. It wasn't Garrett Wilson. It was the rookie quarterback, man. He looked good.
We chubbing for club? Is that what you're telling me?
Listen,
Right down. All right, so let's get to the on-field stuff. Cade Klubnik today, he balled out, it sounds like, right? Is that the big takeaway?
Well, I say ball out in the way where he didn't throw an incompletion, which is great. You obviously want to make sure you're throwing the ball accurately. But I would say of the 8 to 9 passes that he threw, 7 were within the first 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Everything was very short. It was make the read. You see the read, make the throw. See the read, make the throw. Moved him out of the pocket a little bit, looked good. His best throw of the day, though, came over the middle. Jelani Woods was open. He threw him open. Hit him in stride, perfectly thrown. Probably the best throw of the day for him. I don't think it was the best throw of the day overall because he had the deep pass from Geno to A.D. Mitchell that I thought was great. But today was a great day for Cade Klubnik. And again, expectations have to be tempered with. This is a 4th-round rookie. He's making his essentially first practice open to the media. We don't see what happened yesterday. We're not going to see other practices throughout the off-season period. But this was a positive. And this showed to me, with further development, if they put him in the right situation, that the moment is not too big for Cade Klubnik. Last year, and again, it's kind of unfair to put this here because Brady Cook was an undrafted free agent. But in OTAs last year, Brady Cook looked overwhelmed. He just looked like he didn't belong. There were things that he was missing, easy throws that he was missing. The moment seemed too big for him. It seemed like the pressure was just too much. There was too much information being poured into his head. Didn't get that feeling from Cade Klubnik. He was in the pocket, went through his progressions, and made the accurate throw. He didn't make a bad mistake. He didn't make an errant throw. And when you have that from a rookie quarterback, you always like to see that. I'm not saying he's going to be QB1. I'm not saying he's going to win the backup quarterback job. All I'm saying is when you see a rookie quarterback, you want to make sure that the moment's not too big for him, and he certainly was not the case today.
Here are the stats, courtesy of Zach Rosenblatt. He has the breakdown here. Geno Smith, 2 of 3 in 7-on-7, 4 of 5 and 11-on-11. Bailey Zappi, who Glenn said earlier today, is in a competition for the backup spot, but is the current number 2, got all the number 2 reps during yesterday's practice. 3 of 4 in 7-on-7, 4 of 4 on 11-on-11. Klubnik, 4 of 4 on 7-on-7, and 4 of 4 on 11-on-11, as you alluded to. So, all right, so the quarterback performance here, what do we need to know? Talk to me more about what you saw from Eugene Smith out there.
Yeah, listen, Geno was really the only quarterback that was willing to push the ball down the field, even when maybe the receiver wasn't completely open. There was one pass down on the far side where it should have been an interception. Nashawn Wright was there. He had it in his hands, and he dropped it. And one reporter said, go figure. The guy who led all cornerbacks in interceptions drops his first available one for the Jets. Here we go.
Was that a Cimini comment? Do I need to bring that up to him tomorrow?
I don't think it was Cimini. I think it might have been Ryan Dunleavy who said it. I don't think it was. It definitely wasn't Cimini. But I heard it and I chuckled. I said, man, first practice and you're already grilling him. So listen. This is going to happen, right? You're going to have these kind of mistakes, these moments. And again, like I said, Geno was pushing the ball down the field, which I think Jet fans will appreciate this year, as opposed to last year where quarterbacks were too afraid to throw downfield, too afraid to throw the football. That's not the issue here. Geno was slinging it, and he was throwing the ball as far as he possibly could sometimes, and he easily has the best deep ball out of all 4 quarterbacks currently on the field. You saw that just in the one-on-one sessions where he's throwing deep to receivers on corner routes. But he did have the big play of the day, a 30-yard completion to A.D. Mitchell, who blew by the corner. I didn't see who the corner was, but Mitchell's speed was on point. And if it was not as windy as it was, I think we're looking at a 70-yard touchdown. It just was a very windy day. So Geno's ball kind of got deflated a little bit. Mitchell dove in, made the catch, 30-yard completion. Love to see it. The passing offense is moving, essentially. So
Garrett, was it Garrett Mitchell Cooper or Garrett Mitchell Patrick?
Can't disclose who was going with first and second teams, but this is the time where a lot of different guys are going to be given those opportunities.
Don't say anything if I'm right. Garrett Mitchell Patrick.
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. But
wow,
they're
playing Cooper right away. It's good to hear, Nick. Thank you. We're going to give away a Jets first-round pick jersey on the show. Want to make sure I spend some time to acknowledge that. Gift a membership or send in a Venmo, Jake Asman, or Super Chat that qualifies to get in on the raffle. David Bailey jersey, Omar Cooper Jr., who Nick may or not have just told us was out there with the ones today, and Kenyon Sadiq, all up for grabs at the end of today's show. You pick which player you want the jersey in. We send it to you. The Human Fund, thank you, Mr. Human Fund, and Derek, the Kansas Jet fan, are the first to enter this afternoon. They each gifted a membership.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Jets. Hit the Jet chant for him, Lowski. Get to a couple of the Super Chats in a moment. Let's continue just with some of the on-field stuff. Geno out there doing his thing. We have, of course, Garrett Wilson and him trying to establish some chemistry. It was good to hear Garrett talk about how catchable a Geno Smith football is. He was really excited about that. What else stood out from the offensive side of things today?
I think the one positive, if you will, outside of kind of the plays that I talked about, A.D. Mitchell making a diving catch, obviously Cade Klubnik. Braylon Allen, I thought looked good today. Bounced it to the outside, used his speed. This is kind of a make-or-break year for Braylon Allen, right? I mean, we've talked about the size, the physicality that he plays with. He's faster than a lot of people perceive. But we haven't seen that at the NFL level, really. We haven't seen him put it all together in games. So this is going to be a big year for him in year 3. Looked good today. Bounced 2 runs to the outside. Could have easily gotten 15, 20 yards if they were in pads because no one was really around to touch him. I thought the offensive line was okay today. But again, without pads, it's really hard to really judge, the offensive line's moving. People, it's this, it's that. I want to wait and see what they look like when the practices actually matter. But thought Braylon Allen looked good today. Certainly thought Jelani Woods was another one. Potentially, it's
Is he ready to be inactive for every game again this year, like last year?
It depends. You talk about the health of Kenyon Sadiq, the health of Mason Taylor. If Jelani Woods is available, he's a big guy. He can move. Good hands.
Was Reich with them in Indianapolis? Did they overlap at all?
They might have. It's been a few years. I can take a look at that. I'm not entirely sure. But I thought, listen, Jelani made a lot of great catches today. Over the middle of the field, very consistent with his route running. Looked good. But are they going to play him over a guy like Jeremy Rucker? Are they going to play him over a guy like Mason Taylor, Sadiq? It's not going to happen. So he's essentially a 4th tight end. And the question then becomes, okay, they obviously like him a lot, but are they willing to field 4 tight ends on the 53-man roster? That's a big question. That needs to happen.
We're going to see. Look, I don't think the Sadiq thing is going to be that long-term. I'll take the Jets' word that he'll be ready for training camp, but you have Jelani Woods. There is a freak athlete there. Maybe not.
You're going to put it in the intro. We have Jelani Woods.
We have Jelani Woods. I'd love to. I'm not so sure I see that happening. Speaking of injuries, one thing we should note, so I talked about this on my first show, the Jets did sign Younghoe Koo to compete for the kicking job, but also Cade York's dealing with a groin injury that is going to sideline him for a week or so, right? And the kicking competition today, how did Younghoe Koo look at his Jet practice debut?
If it was just between Younghoe Koo and this kid Craig, I think the competition's over. Craig missed twice. Younghoe Koo did not miss. He was 4 for 4, including a 47-yard field goal today. Obviously early. Competition's not going to end right now. But this was a good bounce back from Koo. This is a Pro Bowl kicker at one point. Really struggled over the last couple of years. Maybe he can get it back here with the Jets. We'll wait and see what happens. But today was a good day. And again, I want to preface this. It was really windy out. We thought that the weather wasn't going to really be a factor. It turned out it was. It was raining a few times. The wind was clearly a factor overall. It certainly affected a couple of kicks, affected a couple of throws. So we'll wait and see what happens over the next few weeks. But today was a good day for Koo.
David Bailey in the defense. We know no interceptions, but what did you see from the defense?
I'm not really going to judge the defensive line, particularly with Bailey, because again, we're not at a point where we can really determine, oh, this guy looked good, this looked good, because there's just not enough information. There's not enough pads right now. But there were a couple of standouts. First off, I thought Brandon Stevens had a couple of really good reps against Garrett Wilson today. Marcelino McCrary-Ball had a nice deflection over the middle of the field, so I thought he played well.
Did he do his stupid celebration afterwards where he flops like a fish?
Didn't see it. But I thought, again, made a good play on the ball. That's really what you can see. And they're still working together. I thought Jarvis Brownlee made a great play on the run, really stuffed Breece Hall, got the defense invigorated. This guy's a high character, high performance guy where he's going to be really excited whenever a play is made. That kind of attitude is very infectious. Thought Brownlee had a very good day today. Minka Fitzpatrick still learning, trying to fit over what they're trying to do with him at safety. But I thought overall this was a pretty even day. There wasn't one group that dominated the other. Last year it felt that the defense dominated the offense, consistently dominated the offense over and over and over again. And part of that, of course, was because of who they had at quarterback. But this time it was more even. The Jets offense had some big plays. The Jets defense made some big plays. Nyshawn Wright dropping the interception, McCrary-Ball coming up with the deflection. I thought Sherwood was okay today in pass coverage. There weren't really many holes to go through over the middle when they were available. So I thought today was a pretty even day. And at this point, for fans out there, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see one group dominating over the other. You want to see a balanced competition where each side's going to make some plays.
I was reading your story in SI. You wrote about the position battles that are going to be underway. Break down the top position battles that you're personally going to be following.
Well, yeah. So right now, you think about it, kicker's probably the most important. The competition at nickelback is going to be important. They talked about it, D'Angelo
Look
Pons.
at this photograph. Sorry.
D'Angelo Pons and Jarvis Brownlee. That's going to be an interesting one. I thought Brownlee played, like I said, really well today. Like I said, I'm not going to judge the offensive and defensive lines until really the pads come on and we get a little bit more physical. But at receiver, it's going to be a rotation. At backup quarterback, though, that's going to be the interesting one because
we know who's winning it. Come on, hop aboard. Get your Chubb for club on. We're going to the club.
Listen, Aaron Glenn talked about it. Bailey Zappi took a majority of the second team reps on Tuesday or Wednesday. Today's Thursday, so Wednesday. And it's obviously going to be an open comp. And if I were to base, and again, me personally, my opinion, if I'm basing off the results of what happened today, and only that, I think Klubnik clearly was the better quarterback overall. Will that last throughout? That's going to be a question to be seen. Young quarterback, he's going to make mistakes eventually. It's exciting to see. But the backup quarterback position, always important. The Jets have had three quarterback start games in 4 of the last 5 years, so it is still very important. But I like what I saw today from Klubnik. It's not that Bailey Zappi was bad. He still made some good throws on his own. But this was an encouraging day.
Hit the like button if you're just joining us. If you have a question for Nick about today's practice, write it in. Super Chat's guaranteed to get on the show. Friend of the show, Antoine Staley, who joined me yesterday, these were his takeaways. Geno Smith was solid. He almost threw an INT, but was very accurate afterward. Cade Klubnik was perfect in both 11-on-11 and 7-on-7 drills. He was QB3 behind Smith and Bailey Zappi today. In addition to Nyshawn Wright almost having an INT, linebacker Marcelino McCrary-Ball also almost picked off Zappi, but no dice. With Kenyon Sadiq sidelined due to hernia surgery, Jelani Woods had a nice day catching passes. So I think Antoine basically hit all the same takeaways that you had from being out there as well.
Yeah, pretty much. And I want to emphasize again, the passing offense looks a lot better. It just looks a lot better.
Well, I mean, what does that mean? They couldn't complete a forward pass last year. The owner said as much.
From a structural standpoint, not just, the quarterback's staring at an open receiver and not throwing the ball. You see these guys are operating in the pocket a lot more confidently. You are seeing early positive returns from Frank Reich and how he wants to coach the quarterback position. It's having different ideas and different solutions for different problems on the field. When that player X isn't open or the defense is showing a different look than maybe they prepared for, how can we combat that ourselves? Being on the attack and not reacting to what the defense is doing, I think that's a very positive so far. And again, things are going to change. We're going to see a lot of different looks from the Jets over the next 2 months before training camp begins. But I like what I saw from Frank Reich today. There was the use of motion. There was the use of receivers all over the field. The tight ends were a big part of this. I mentioned before.
12 personnel, like multiple tight ends out there.
A lot of 12 personnel. When he was the OC at Philadelphia, they had Brett Selleck and Zach Ertz, and they basically ran their base offense out of 12 personnel, and they went on to win the Super Bowl. Not saying the Jets' goal is the Super Bowl, but they look like they can be very, very comfortable with 12 personnel. I'm excited to see what happens when Kenyon Sadiq gets back on the field because I want to see what that looks like with Mason Taylor and Kenyon Sadiq.
If you want to have a Kenyon Sadiq jersey, make sure you enter the raffle by the end of the show. We're going to spin the wheel of champions, and someone's going to get their pick of a Jets first-round pick jersey. That is the raffle prize for those of you just tuning in. Make sure you click the like button. We have 300 people in the room and only 78 likes. The math is not mathing, so make sure you click the thumbs up button. That helps the algorithm for YouTube show the show to more Jet fans. First super chat I see is from our guy Lou B, who says, Nick, when did Sadiq get this injury?
It sounds like this was well before the draft because Aaron Glenn mentioned that they were aware of it when they drafted him. I'm not going to pinpoint exactly when it was. It could have been during the season. Hernias are really tricky when it comes to when you actually get one. So I very clearly the Jets were aware of it at the combine. They were aware of it in pre-draft process. And it didn't deter them because they said, listen, a small procedure. He's going to be right as rains come training camp. He'll be perfectly fine. So I don't think this is as much of a concern as some people will take it. But certainly you want to have a tight end, particularly at a position like that, on the field as much as possible.
Have you ever had a hernia injury?
I have not, but my father did, and it was not pretty. Let's just put it that way.
M123 says, I had a hernia, had to crawl to the bathroom to pee.
It's not a pleasant one. And again, they could have waited. They could have said, oh, we'll wait and see. Maybe just give him some rest, and that'll be enough. The Jets are being proactive here. Getting this small procedure done, making sure that he's going to be ready for training camp at 100%. That's all you can ask for. Getting Sadiq on the field as early as possible in this offense is going to help him in the long run. Mason Taylor, I think, missed about a week or 2 weeks early on in camp last year, and it stunted his growth at the beginning of the season. We didn't really get the full Mason Taylor experience. I don't think that's going to be a problem here as long as Sadiq comes back at 100%.
Super chats, cut the line. Trab writes in, groin hernia, certified freak, 7 days a week. Is there a correlation?
Sadiq, certified freak. Just got off the John. Oh, yeah. We're running.
Any correlation?
None at all. None at all. And I didn't actually see the Adam Shine clip originally. And whoever did that remix, I think, deserves an Emmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Super Chats cut the line, which is why Derek's comment is being read right now. What was the most impressive thing that you saw at OTAs today, Nick? Also, keep up the great work. I always enjoy you being on the show.
Appreciate it. Listen, I got to say, most impressive was probably Klubnik, man. Again, like I said, early on. So I'm not going to crown him the savior of the franchise.
Sounds like you're crowning him.
I'm not crowning him. I'm not doing it. But I'm being objective here. He was impressive. Went through his progressions, went through his reads, moved up in the pocket, was able to show his mobility, and made the right throws, made the right reads. This was a good day for the rookie quarterback. If he stacks those up, maybe they give him the backup quarterback job. Too early to say right away, but I do like what I saw from him. He looks like an NFL quarterback. He's not someone who just stepped on the football field for the first time.
Sounds like you're chubbing for Club.
Listen, there's going to be no Deshaun Jackson prognostication. There's going to be no, this guy's going to be the savior.
You wrote an article talking about how he reminds you of Dak, or was that not you?
Well, no, what I'm saying is the process that led him there could make him the next Dak. But again, that's a projection piece. That is what the Jets are hoping for it to happen.
I would take Dak Prescott on the Jets. Yeah, that'd be quite the win for the New York Jets.
Are you kidding me?
He would
easily be the best quarterback they've had probably since Namath. I think he's better overall than Pennington, even though he's a terrible playoff performer.
Yeah, I mean, Dak, look at his numbers in the regular season. They're unbelievable. He's led the NFL in passing before.
Yeah.
The Jets haven't had a 4,000-yard quarterback since 1967.
And the sad thing is when you count on them to win a playoff game, can't do it. Can't do it at all.
But here's the problem. The Jets can't even get to the playoffs. So I'll worry about winning playoff games when we actually get there first.
Oh, no, listen, I get it. But you're talking to someone who has a very estranged thought of Dak Prescott at the very least right now. So I'd love him on the Jets. I think he'd be second best quarterback in team history. He would be the kind of guy the Jets should go after. And the Cowboys should definitely trade him because then my life would be a little bit easier.
Wrong Verb wants to know your thoughts on Brendan Sorsby as an option for the Jets in the supplemental draft.
Yeah, this is a great question because I was thinking about writing an article about it. But if Cade Klubnik continues to play like he did today, I'm sure it's going to change the Jets' mindset of, giving up a potential second or third round pick for Sorsby, right? In the supplemental draft, again, we don't know if he's going to win this upcoming appeal. Texas Tech could certainly win that appeal, and this all goes away. But if Klubnik shows he can be a quality backup or someone that the team is willing to see what they have in him going forward while keeping the three first-round picks that they have next year, it doesn't really make much sense to give up a third or a second or a fourth just to see this college kid who was successful at times in Cincinnati, but we don't know what he's going to look like at Texas Tech. When the schedule is a little bit tougher, the expectations are a little bit higher. So as long as Klubnik plays well, I think the Jets do not need to go after a guy like Sorsby. If he starts to struggle, then that conversation is going to be added. But certainly this changes. The trajectory of this team change as long as Klubnik continues to perform.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. What do you want to know about today's OTA practice? Nick was there covering it for Sports Illustrated. Jets had an OTA practice yesterday that was closed. Today was the first open. Did you see anything, hear anything that also kind of piqued your interest? I know all you reporters, you guys keep notebooks of stuff that don't always make the article. So unload the notebook. Any tidbit, we'll take it on this show. We're talking Jets in late May, for crying out loud. What else can you give us, Nick Faria?
I really like what I've seen, and again, it's early. Minkah Fitzpatrick being in the secondary changes how quarterbacks are going to throw the ball against the Jets, particularly downfield. Last year, it didn't really matter who was the starting quarterback. The Jets were going to give up a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. Easily one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. I don't think that's going to happen this year with Minkah because you see him already beginning to communicate well and get that communication well with his cornerbacks, with other safety players, talking to some of these younger guys like Malachi Moore. That leadership is very, very important. And I think it's going to be something that we don't always see on game day. We're going to look at Minkah and say, well, he only has 2 interceptions. They need more from him. That's not just what Minkah Fitzpatrick can do. Fitzpatrick as a leader is going to be just as important in this young secondary, and you kind of already saw that. So I thought Fitzpatrick was pretty solid today in terms of the communication process. I mentioned Jarvis Brownlee, but when we talked to Demario Davis, this was kind of the other piece that I looked at. I was like, wow, this is, they're clearly building something here. He mentioned Geno Smith and the contemporaries and the competition that go on. And I mentioned this again, like last year, it was overwhelming. The defense would win 70% of the practices, and most of the conversation would be, we got to improve on offense, but by the time we get to week 1, we are going to be able to run the football against anybody, and we're going to win with our running game. And obviously that blew up in their face. You didn't see that today. You saw true competition where the defense would make a play and get excited, and then the offense would make a play and get excited, and it would go back and forth, back and forth. That's what you want to see from a young ascending team like this. And I do think the Jets can be an ascending team this year if the coaching staff holds up. So, again, day 1, of open practice. We'll see what happens. But this coaching staff is all about teaching. It's all about putting guys in the right spot. I liked what I saw from Frank Reich's offense today. I liked what I saw from the passing game. The defense, I thought, answered when they needed to get an answer. This was a quality competitive day for both sides. And as long as they string those kinds together, I think Jets fans are going to like the product they see on Sundays.
New Q writes in, Nick looks ready for some golf, or he's going to pick up a shift as a pool boy / server. Hey, guys, can you bring me another pina colada?
This shirt was from my father-in-law at the Ryder Cup, and my hat I've worn for years now. I got it at my honeymoon in Santorini. Beautiful time.
If I send you a Jake Asman Show hat, will you wear that at One Jets Drive?
I can't wear it at One Jets Drive, but I will wear it on the show.
No, I want you to wear it around Gino.
No, I can't do that, man. I got to be impartial.
Impartial? It's the Jake Asman Show. It is impartial.
But you got the logo specifically. That's my concern.
No, that's the Asmaniac logo. This is just a bunch of airplanes. We'll send you the Nick one. You can wear that one. Garrett Wilson is pumped up about the Knicks.
Knicks one I could do. Well, we can talk about the Knicks one. That could be in the works.
Carlos writes in, Nick Faria, love you, bro. Rhode Island, stand up. # Team Nick Faria. Let's go.
Appreciate it. Rhode Island's a beautiful place. I actually got to go back there. I got to go see my mom. It's been a little bit.
If you want in on the conversation, phone lines are open. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Reminder, Saturday, weekly raffle. Clyde Frazier, signed jersey, Nick fans. Get in for the Bailey, Sadiq, or Cooper jersey. You got a chance to win a signed Clyde jersey. Signed Darrelle Revis end zone pylon, and a signed Joe Klecko helmet, all up for grabs for anyone that wants in on the conversation. Some other things to hit on with you. This went down yesterday. Any thoughts on the Jets actually getting something for Herb Charles, getting a 2028 conditional 7th from Seattle?
Listen, if there's a trade to be made, Darren Mughi's going to make it. He's going to get value, damn it. Doesn't matter who it is. He's going to get value.
It's true.
But listen, it's a good move. I don't know if Charles was going to make the roster. And I think the Jets were kind of using that. They were using that calculus to say, listen, instead of letting him go to another team for free, let's just pick up a conditional 7th and move on. Seattle obviously wants some help in the special teams area. They're going to be able to get it. They're going to be confident with that. That's fine. But when you have Quantez Stiggers and Arian Smith playing well at gunner last season, it kind of negates the purpose of a player like Herb Charles, who's coming off a torn ACL. So we don't exactly know what he's going to look like this year. So the trade made sense. The fact that he got value is Darren Mughi 101. And again, I said it before. I'll say it again. I continue to be impressed with what Darren Mughi does from a process standpoint. Not every move is going to work out. It will never always work out. Even the best GMs have moves blow up in their face in the National Football League. But it's all about the process. If your process is strong, more times than not, you're going to be making the right move. You see that out in Seattle. You see that in Kansas City. You see it in Philly and Los Angeles. And honestly, Tampa Bay. Tampa's a really good roster, and I think Jason Licht is a big reason why. Big concerns about their coaching staff. But when you have a good GM, the process is what matters more than anything else. And Darren Mughi's process is right up there to me. I've been very impressed.
The Mooj, I do like what he's done, and I think you just look at the trades he has made. I mean, how many teams do you have to call before someone's like, yeah, we'll give you something for Herb Charles? Like, that's crazy. Shout out to the Mooj for getting something for him.
He got something for Justin Fields and Herb Charles. Again, say what you want. We don't know if this is going to work out. We don't know.
And he's turned 6th and 7th round picks into good players that are on this team right now, in Phillips and Briggs and Brownlee. So these are not nothing trades for him. He turns them into good value.
It's all about the process. What does the GM do in his process when it comes to the later rounds? Some GMs want to hold on to them and make those picks. Others want to use them as possible trade-ups. Some use it to acquire players, and Darren Mughi has done that to very strong effect. Again, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if he's going to end up changing the win-loss column. We thought Joe Douglas was a really good GM for much of his career. He made a lot of great moves, but ultimately he couldn't solve the three biggest ones: head coach, quarterback, offensive line. Darren Muji, I think, has solved the offensive line question. He's built a pretty good roster, but now we got to figure out if his gamble at quarterback and coach is going to work out.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Nick Faria hanging out with us here, giving us the full recap from OTAs. Here's Garrett Wilson's full quote on Knicks mania, to quote Samini here, sweeping New York and New Jersey, seeing the people the way they get behind their team. I know Jet fans are frothing at the mouth to cheer like that, and we want to give it to them. That gives us a taste of what it might look like when we figure this thing out, which we're excited for the opportunity. Your thoughts on these comments from G5?
Well, I think the only question that I have, if you're a Knicks fan, is who would you rather? Would you want to play the Spurs or do you want Oklahoma City? That's the big question here. Yeah, listen, it's all great, but who do you want to play in the finals? We got to focus on the next thing here.
Look, I think the way the Knicks are playing, they could beat either. I'd much rather play San Antonio. Either way, though, root for the Spurs tonight and let that series go 7.
Oh, yeah. Let it go 7. Let them bludgeon each other up like they already have.
By the way, Garrett Wilson, you're going to like this sound drop I'm about to play. Give it up to Mike Brown.
Turn the fucking Jets on. Turn the fucking Jets on.
That's right. Turn the Jets on.
Hey, it's all connected, man. Jets fans or Knicks fans or Yankee fans or Met. Never forget about those guys. But listen.
Are you a Knicks fan? I know you root for the Mets, but you're a Knicks fan?
I like good basketball. I like watching good basketball.
You don't have an NBA team?
I like just watching the NBA in general. There's too
Be a
much.
Knicks fan. You're already an Islander fan and a Met fan. Pick a team that wears orange and blue that has a chance to win a title right now.
There's too much anxiety that goes into the teams that I root for right now. I can't handle a third team. I physically can't. Otherwise, I'm going to be joining my father. I just can't do it.
Well, Nick, I have some exciting news for you. To celebrate your new job with Sports Illustrated covering the New York Jets, before we get to a couple calls with you, we debut the second ever As Maniac intro for a weekly guest.
How far will he go to push his Jets takes? How far will he go to get the Jets to trade for bad Eagles players? How far will he go to confuse as maniacs as to where he works, 'cause he keeps changing jobs like twice a week? It's the great Nick Faria.
That's amazing. Was that Gator again?
Oh, of course.
I got to send him a text. That's absolutely fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second ever
Good
guest
God.
intro is now official. Let's get to some calls. If you want in, now is certainly the opportunity to get your voice heard. Nick was at OTAs today, so he is uniquely qualified to recap what he saw, considering he was one of the few that actually saw what went down today. Your calls, we go.
He's the brother man, Kansas dude who loves the Jets. He's the brother man, he can't be more polite and chat. He's the brother man, they call him Derek and he's totally cool. He's the brother man, he's Derek, the Kansas Jets fan.
Hey, what's up, Jake? What's up, Nick?
How you doing?
Derek.
Doing great. I hope y'all are having a great day, man. Nick, I love that video that Gator made up for you. I was trying to not laugh my ass off the whole time watching that. That was absolutely awesome.
I'm going to show my wife, and she's going to be terrified, and also when that confusion look comes on, she's like, I see that face 50 times a day. Where the hell did you get that from?
Bro, she's going to be getting you a bench set, and you're going to be in the basement doing bar sit-ups and stuff. Absolutely love what you're talking about in Cade Klubnik. I know it's just OTAs. You probably can't really take too much or want to read too much into it this early on. Us as Jets fans, we kind of hope that we see that kind of similar like upgrading. And, how did you feel like his throws were? Was he like super accurate, or like I'm more intrigued to get on a little bit more detail on the Cade Klubnik throws here if we can?
Yeah, listen, I like I said, he made, 9 throws. I would say 7 of them were a couple of yards in front of the line of scrimmage. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, it's not a lot to take off, but he went through each progression. He was going through his first read, then his second read, then his third read. It didn't look like he was uncomfortable. It didn't look like he was overwhelmed. And every time he threw the football, he threw it in an accurate place. The throw over the middle to Jelani Woods hit him in stride, and Woods was able to run down the field for extra yards. And, of course, throwing over the middle of the field for young quarterbacks, it's kind of always hit and miss. Some are really good at it. Others really stink at it. Let's just put it bluntly. But you saw a quarterback that understood where he needed to go with the football, understood the route tree, understood the concepts, and understood what he was looking at from a defensive standpoint. He didn't look overwhelmed, and that's probably the best compliment I could give at this point without saying, oh, this guy's QB2, this guy's this guy's that. We have no idea what it's going to look like next week. He could look bad next week. But today, it didn't look like the moment was too bright for him, and this was the first open practice to the media. So I do think there's a little bit extra there to say he looked good. He did not look overwhelmed. He looked like a guy who had played the quarterback position for years. And we can't say that always for young rookies. Sometimes it looks like they picked up the ball for the first time, threw it, and said, I have no idea where this is going.
Man, that is so refreshing to hear. It looked a little windy in the picture, so I was kind of curious on the throws because I'm sure
it was really windy. I'll tell you that much. It was
really? So throwing pretty balls in the wind, especially with MetLife Stadium, with how windy. I've never been there, but I've heard it can be pretty windy there. That's very refreshing to know. Was he being pressured at all, or was he just dropping back and ripping it?
It's OTAs. Let's just sit there and say, no, there's no pressure and everything else, which, of course, changes it, right? Once the pads come on, we're going to see what he looks like. Maybe he gets a little more skittish. Maybe it looks a little more uncomfortable. But again, today, without really any set pressure, without anyone hitting the quarterback, of course, he did look good.
That's good. That's really good to hear. Secondly, I really loved what you're talking about with Minka. Because I can't remember the guest that Jake had on. It might have been Tanky V, but I'm not 100% sure. He said that he was thinking that he might have regressed a little bit. So it's really good to hear that Minka is going to be, like looking good and hopefully having a pretty good understanding of this defensive playbook and new scheme that he's going to be under. I really enjoy the fact that he's going to be paired with Demario Davis. So we're going to have a veteran leadership role at linebacker and safety. And I think that's going to benefit Jamie and Sherwood so much, having Demario Davis there in that role. So it really got me very excited. You talking about Minka and Demario Davis, like in the light that you were. How much do you think that can help those guys? And do you see a significant improvement coming to the Jets defense this year with those guys being there?
Yeah, throw David Onyemata in there as well. Demario Davis talked about him and his leadership style as well. And you think about three leaders at each point of the defensive line on Onyemata, linebacker Davis, and then, of course, Minka. That fundamentally changes the maturity level of a young defense like this. So I do think there could be a sizable jump for this Jets team. But again, the big question we all need to ask ourselves, and we're unfortunately not going to be able to see until week one, is, okay, they have good players. I think most people here will agree the talent level has improved. What is the coaching? Is Aaron Glenn, is his superpower really play calling? Is this superpower going to be able to take this group, a talented group, to the next level? Can Frank Reich, outside of all the concerns he had later on in his career in Carolina and Indianapolis, is he able to get this offense into a modern look that makes defenses really fearful of the Jets offense for the first time in 40 fucking years? Excuse me, pardon my French. But you were kind of at that.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
How dare you? Good call.
So that's my point, right? Like, it's been 40 years since this offense was really a feared group. Some of the teams that had to worry about them. So yeah, I think it matters. I think it all matters. It's all about coaching.
Did you say worry? That reminds me of a very famous Joe Beningo line.
I'll say this. I only worry about one person's penis, and that's mine. So everybody else's, I don't really care. But I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that could use more than just a little illusion of more inches. But whatever.
Great point, Joe. You hit it right there. Now, they haven't come out and said it, but that's exactly what they're thinking right now.
Oh, it's absolutely incredible.
More of your calls right now, shall we? Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is where we are headed, where the one, the only Kyle Clifton is up next. Oh, hold on. Kyle, there you are.
There we go. I tried to tell you guys that this Cade Klubnik was a bum, and no one would listen to me.
I'm chubbing for Club. He's my guy.
Yeah, that's not really what I said, but you know what I'm saying. I was interested to see that our friend, the tight end from the Colts, played well today.
Jelani Woods.
Jelani Woods.
They call him Mr. May.
That's what I want to hear from Mr. May.
Him and Jeremy Rucker, baby, catching everything.
He has to be Mr. July and Mr. August too, because the money on his contract is disposable, and they did sign Rucker to a contract. Although, if it were obvious that they're going to go heavy a lot, and that Jelani Woods had just established himself as a receiver and could hold his own at the point of attack, then maybe they would carry more. I mean, they still have Beck on this team too. Like, they have a couple of parts here that are interchangeable, and I'm interested to see who's going to shake out, right? Because they could look at Sadiq and say, okay, this guy is really just a receiver, whether it's a big slot or someone we're going to put out wide at the X. We're going to use him in certain packages in year one until he gets his feet wet, and then in year two and beyond, he could be more than that. So, I'm not gonna dismiss the whole idea of Jelani Woods making the team. Obviously, it's May, and this doesn't mean anything today. But he was someone I was interested about because he had shown a little bit of promise when he was there in Indianapolis. I almost said Baltimore, showing my age.
I never understood why he didn't get on the field at all last year. The team was awful. Why not see what you have? Outside of playing some special teams, I don't even think he caught a pass in a regular season game last year.
Not to my reflection.
Yeah, and the tools are definitely there. I think I have to look into it, but I get a feeling that he was there with Reich in Indianapolis. There might have been some overlap. I'm gonna have to look at that too. But if it is, it makes it kind of an interesting story for the go forward, because I got a feeling that we could end up being just heavier sets all the time.
There was overlap because he was a rookie in 2022, and Frank Reich got fired in the middle of that season, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yep. Yeah, like I don't know how Reich's offense values the fullback. Like, was Beck signed before he was hired? Like,
he was hired. He was signed. He played last year on the Jets last year,
right.
So he's been with this group. The one thing I will say is Philadelphia, when he was the offensive coordinator there, they didn't really have a set tight end, but they used three tight ends religiously. They had Trey Burton kind of be that H-back player who would play the fullback role and then also tight end. If they think Jelani Woods can do it, all the power to him. But as you said, if you're carrying 4 tight ends, that means Beck's off the roster, and you think Woods can play fullback. You're not asking Mason Taylor to play fullback. You're not asking Kenyon Sadiq to play fullback. So it depends on what they want to do offensively. Do they want to be?
But you might ask Rucker to play fullback, no?
Could be. They could. But they might just say, you know what, we want you to be our blocking tight end and just leave it at that. And we'll just have Beck there and stash Woods on the practice squad and go from there. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle it, because there's a lot of different ways they can go.
So, Nick, you should take your wife out for wine and tapas. You've made it with that intro. It's time for celebration.
I'm gonna have to show her that, and quite frankly, I think she might need an exorcism after that.
Excellent. Talk to you guys later,
ladies and gentlemen. The great Kyle Clifton.
Great point, Jake. You hit it right there.
Oh yeah, Rich. Jets Collective live at 2:30 tomorrow. We'll get Samini's big takeaways from today. Nick Faria hanging out with us here. If you want in on the raffle, make sure you enter. I'm going to get the membership coming up because I can't believe we're giving away a jersey for a Jet first-round pick, and we only have 2 gifted entries so far during this program. So I'm going to get the membership. If you want one, like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and have the setting turned on that you want to receive a gifted membership, and you will be eligible. Let's get to more of your calls with Nick. Before we wrap this baby up, we say hello to this man.
Get ready for Neil. He will make 13 points about the New York Jets and maybe hump a Patriots jersey. Get ready for Neil. He's probably smoking a big fat cigar and burning his house to the ground. That's Neil.
Jake, my brother.
Neil, yes.
That's it, poolside, baby. It's that time of year.
I got your
I already
July
took
4th party. I don't think
I
I was
already
gonna make
took
it.
my dip. I already took my dip for the day.
Oh, why'd you not do it on the show? We want the Neil pool dive again.
I know. Well, listen, it's a little. I have other. I'm not ready for that. I was going to go in before. There were 2 ducks in the pool. I didn't want to go in there with the ducks and bother them. I don't want to bother the ducks. But Nick, I want Gator to give me one of those heads with that superimposed bodybuilder. You got to take that video and you got to play it for your wife. Right before bedtime, Nick, and you'll get a lot more sex.
She might be appalled.
Shit. All right. Well, listen, you could have that body at the pool party. Start working now, and you'll be by the pool party. You'll be ready with that body, Nick.
I would need to take steroids, and quite frankly, I'm good on that. I'll be comfortable with my fatness and be very happy about it.
Oh, now stop it now. Hey, what about Nick? Jake, is there going to be swimming? Could you swim at this pool party?
Neil, of course you could swim.
No, Jake, I'm telling you, he was talking about like a dress code, no flip flops, all this bullshit.
You could, I think, lose in the chat. You could definitely swim at this thing.
Okay, I want to make sure that we could take a dive because I'm going to throw a lot of people in the pool.
I don't think you could take a dive because I don't think.
No, we'll just try. Listen, we'll just throw a lot of people in the pool. That's all. We'll break the ice.
Whatever you want to do, Neil.
Whatever. So Jelani Woods catching a few passes reminds me of Stone Smart, catching that tight end screen for a touchdown in preseason. And we never heard from him again. So I'm not getting too excited about what happens in OTAs.
Not a need to worry about that just yet.
You know what I mean? I'm not worried about OTAs. I'm excited for the Knicks. I'm going to go to next week today. Nick, you should try to come out to what's that place? Main event.
I heard about this today, Luto.
Yeah, we're going to be at main event. I'm going there, man. I'm excited for this Nick team, man. I'm excited.
When is this?
I'm excited for you, Jake. I know you. And you know who else I'm excited for? I got one shout out. I'm excited for Mr. Lowski, man. I want to see
King.
I would love to see King at. You know what I mean, Jake? How sick would it be to be with the King in a Nick game? Oh, my God.
I want to be with the King at a Nick championship parade.
Oh, my God. I miss his excitement,
We had that with the Jets. When the Jets had Rodgers
I know.
going into the year, Lowski was ready, man.
I can't. Have you met King? Did you meet him, Jake?
I've never met him. He was supposed to come to Vegas with us.
Right.
Something came up, and then I haven't met him in person yet.
We got to meet. Listen, we have to make it a point to meet King.
He's one of the few OGs I have not met since I started doing this show regularly. Now, this will be, I think, the 5th season we've been live with at least one show a day. Maybe even the 6th season now. I got to think about it, but. He's one of the few OGs I've never met in person.
Well, he's, he lives where? In Georgia, right?
In Atlanta, yeah.
I mean, how far is Atlanta from? He's got to come to Nashville. I mean, it's not.
I think he is coming to Nashville, so I think that's when we're going to meet him.
Yes, I'm looking so forward to that, man. I really want to meet the King. I'm excited about that. I have my bucket list of as maniacs. that I want to see, and he's definitely, I want to scream with him. I think I'm louder than him. He's not as loud as me, trust me.
Yeah,
If I go up,
Jets! Let's go Knicks! This our year, baby! Win the chip!
I mean, come on, that is so contagious. That's just the scream. And I've seen him a couple of times go against that guy on that Miami. Oh, I love when he goes
TD.
on. Oh, when he goes against TD. Oh, my God. He is one of a kind. I lost to him last year in the Madness Challenge. It didn't even bother me because I was excited for him. And I love Flosky, man. I can't wait to see him. But anyhow, it's not my. What are we talking about here? Look, you guys got a chub for Club. I got I'm horny for Sorsby. I want to make that like rhyme. I'm hornies for Sorsby's. If we could get Sorsby and put him in the room, I'll be happy with that too. I know that's not a favorite take for a lot of people, but I like to take a quarterback now, throw him on the practice squad, keep him in the warmer on the oven. And I don't want to worry about quarterbacks with our 3 first-rounders next year. I want to use that to build a Super Bowl champion for 27, along with all our draft picks and our $150 million in cap, whether it be Sorsby or Klubnik. One of these two guys might come out if he took a year. If Sorsby took a year and just sat on the practice squad. And, that was my question. If he's suspended from the NFL, could he go on a practice squad, Jake, or you don't know?
No, he'd have to be away from the facility, I'm pretty sure.
He can't. What do you think, Nick? You agree with that?
Sorsby?
Yeah, I'm saying if he's suspended by the NFL, you got to find out if he's able to play on the practice squad. He might be able to, Jake.
No, you can't play on the practice squad. If you're suspended, you do not get – most of the time, if you're suspended, you are suspended from team activities in general. It's not just suspended for games, it's suspended for everything.
All right.
So it's not just it's all or nothing.
There's a ramp up though, if I recall. Like for instance, if he gets 8 games as a suspension in this hypothetical, he'd be allowed back at the facility like with 3 weeks to go in the suspension.
On different occasions. So I think the Ezekiel Elliott suspension in 2017, I don't believe he was given that ramp up period. I think it was just, okay, here you go. When Brady was suspended for Deflategate, there wasn't a ramp-up period. It was, this is the end of your suspension, go on. So it changes for each particular person and in each particular offense.
Well, since he's a rookie, they might be more lenient on him as far as at least getting some practices in, especially since he's not going to play right away.
Not necessarily true. Elliott had his problems well before he was drafted, I believe. And
what did Elliott do to get a suspension?
Domestic violence.
Okay, there you go. I mean, betting on sports events and domestic violence are two different things.
We have seen professional leagues will inflict harsher punishments on gambling than they will on anything else.
Well, domestic. I give them the gambling thing. I got to tell you, man, with this sports gambling and the way it's going now with these young guys, I got to tell you, man, there is. I would be, if you had to tell me how. A percentage of guys that gamble for sports and how many are really truly addicted, the number is pretty high. I got to tell you, it's too accessible for these kids today to go out there and gamble. And I don't want to, hurt your sponsorship, Jake, or anything. But the reality is, this is a dangerous thing.
Oh, it is. And this is a new issue because now it's being legalized everywhere. And college kids have more money than ever that are high-level football players because of NIL. So he's not going to be the last athlete that has
exactly, especially with the NIL. Did he get NIL money last year, Jake? This kid, did he have money?
Yeah, well, I mean, he got some, I'm sure, but he was getting paid $7 million to go to Texas Tech. He was the top quarterback.
I remember. I know that for this year, but what about last year? Did he get any money at all?
I don't know.
He got money from Cincinnati. They're in the Big 12 now.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, how much could these kids possibly be making in junior and senior year in college? They could be making, if they're not like a published number, could they make $500,000 and it would go
Neil,
under the radar?
It was enough for Dante Moore to say, no, I'm not going into the NFL. I don't need that contract.
Well, that's a special situation. My question is, how much do these kids actually like? In other words, if you're like a starter on a good team, right, but not like a projected first round pick in the NFL, that's a different story. But if you're a starter on a good team, are you going to be expected to get are these kids making money like $500,000, 200,000, something like number like that?
Some are, but Ohio State had like a $20 million payroll.
NIL right now, NIL earnings from last year are $1.95 billion from last season. This is a completely different thing.
So there you go. I mean, look, these kids have money. If they're not chasing girls and buying cars and this and that, the gambling is an easy vice to fall into, especially if you're young and doing stupid things. And look, this is something that I think could be overcome. I mean, Craig Carton had a major case of it. I mean, talking about something totally different, but he's young enough. I'm sure he learned this lesson. This kid's got talent. The more the merrier. Let's throw another guy in the lotto and try and get a quarterback. That's my attitude about it. I mean,
I can't believe you cut me off, Jake.
Blast off.
Yeah. To Atlantic City on July 11th, Neil at Gangrene Beach Club, where he will see Nick Faria in person rocking his Asmaniac Speedo.
Good God. I can't get over that. I actually showed Brittany, and she said, I'm actually afraid. I'm actually afraid for what AI is doing to us right now.
Was Gangrene Beach Club the talk in the media room today at Jets OTAs? Some of your colleagues will be there.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think everyone's going to be pretty excited for it. It's going to be pretty awesome.
I can't wait. Nick, thanks for hopping on, and I'm going to play you out properly, all right? Show this to your wife. Sit back and enjoy. Thanks for coming on today.
How far will he go to push his Jets takes? How far will he go to get the Jets to trade for bad Eagles players? How far will he go to confuse as maniacs as to where he works, 'cause he keeps changing jobs like twice a week? It's the great Nick Faria.
What an intro that Gator McCluskey made. Couple shout outs. First, let me confirm King Lowski will be in Tennessee. By the way, had a great meeting with the folks over at Barstool Nashville today. We're doing a live show and a huge party for all the Jet fans at Barstool Nashville the day before Jets Titans. The RSVP link is already out there for Patreon and Discord people. It's going to be insane. I will have the official info maybe as early as tomorrow if they get back to me, but check out Barstool Nashville. Going to be the spot for Jet fans when we are making our trip for week 1. Salah, Glenn, let's go. Saturday, September 12th, 4 to 7. Our event at Barstool Nashville. Get ready. Turning the Jets on, baby.
Turn the fucking Jets on! Turn the fucking Jets on!
Yeah, Mike Brown. Lead us to a championship, Mike.
Jets! Jets! Let's go Knicks! This our year, baby! Win the chip!
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back to your calls shortly, but first let me acknowledge a couple of memberships. One from me. I gifted one, and I'm going to give it to Beast, because Beast apparently is having a tough day. He says, I have a bad back, a broken heart, and no family. And we know Beast also has gas.
I gotta go take a shit right now. I just got off the toilet. I had to go drain the lizard. I feel like Bill Cosby going, you just had a lizard. Ding. Oh.
Thank you for that, Beast. You're in the raffle for one. We have a gifted membership from Derek, the Kansas Jet fan, who had a good call earlier. Derek, I got you down for another entry. Thank you. Big fella, I meant to read this to Nick. My apologies. Remind me next week, and we'll hit him with this. Does the legendary Tanner McKee even make the Eagles roster after drafting Cole Payton? I will die if Tanner McKee gets released. Eagles having some nerve to ask for a mother effing second-round pick. Are you kidding me? Joke. Absolute joke. PBM says that the Knicks are going to bend over whoever they play. They could beat anyone. Would I prefer the Spurs? Yes. Do I want a game 7 tonight, though, regardless? Absolutely. Speaking of PBM, last call to get in on the show. PBM is next.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the dark knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Oh, fuck.
I can't hear you. No, let me bring on my tech guy.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Now I hear you.
I wanted to show off my racing setup that I got here. I just got it set up a week ago. I got Forza 6. It's mad fun.
Well, you look like a real race car driver.
Yeah, I know. It's fun. I just get to shift and everything. It's great. But go Knicks. Every call I do is going to have Knicks flair until we win the finals. So let's go Knicks. I did want to ask Nick, but I wanted to see if there was anyone that let him down for the first day.
Hey, where's your seatbelt?
I don't need a seatbelt. I don't think they make these with seatbelts.
Hold on, my cheap driving instructor's on the line.
We can't hear you. Restart. Go to commercial. You're gonna need one of those because if you're doing Gran Turismo or Mario and Andretti, you're gonna have to keep your hands like this. Go.
Beast, I could teach you how to drive stick shift and drive. If you get one of these, I could teach you.
In the words of the great Longshanks, really. I'll have to say, and how much was that grand total right there? Over $1,000?
No, less than $1,000. The wheel and pedals was $200. The shifter was $60, and the stand was $80. Under $400. Not bad.
Can we say game 1? Can we say Spurs Knicks round? Should I say the revenge fight of 1999? And can you say we're gonna get that ass branded on them? Yo,
I don't give a fuck who we play. Knicks in 4, baby.
Knicks in 4. You heard it, Jake. Knicks in 4. Knicks in 4. Este 4. Knicks in 4, baby. Game over. Who's ever next?
Oh yeah.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
That works for me. Knicks in 4. I'm good with it. Billy in the raffle for 1. He gifted a membership. Thank you, Billy.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Don't let go, baby. Sean Horton also gifted a membership. We're up to 6 people that have entered the raffle during this show. If you've never won a prize, you might not have a better opportunity than right now. David Bailey jersey, Omar Cooper Jr. jersey, Kenyon Sadiq jersey. You pick which Jets first round pick you want a jersey in. You might be wearing Sadiq's jersey before he does if this hernia thing is a lot worse than the Jets are letting on. The Human Fund says, can teams have private workouts with Sorsby? I don't believe they can, Human Fund. That's an excellent question, though. If he does declare for the supplemental draft, are teams allowed to meet with him like they would be in the pre-draft process? I don't believe so. I've not heard that, but that is an excellent question that I will try and find the answer to. You should be allowed to meet with him, right? Like I would. But at the same time, like, is there enough time to schedule? Like, I'd imagine 32 teams would be interested in meeting with a guy. Jetstream in the Asmaniac raffle for 1. Thank you, Jetstream. Let's go.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
That's right. We need a good year from you, Gino. We do. Ladies and gentlemen, the man that won't wear a seatbelt but is in the raffle for 5. PBM, hit it.
I was obsessed with Sadiq, certified free, 7 days a week, certified free. Obsessed with Sadiq, certified free, 7 days a week, certified. Obsessed with Sadiq, 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Certified free.
What a start to the Sadiq career. See you in training camp. We hope. Robert C. Is Mike Brown a Jets fan? I don't think he is, but he did say this.
Turn the fucking Jets on! Turn the fucking Jets on!
Works for me.
Great point, Jake. You hit it right there.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you very much. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Last chance to get in on the show. OTAs, first one open for media consumption, obviously earlier today. What did we learn? Well, I thought we learned some interesting things about this roster, some of the competitions, full breakdown with Nick, who joined us earlier. The big thing you want, though, again, is no injuries. And we already got the Sadiq one to deal with, which is not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We are presented by PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app. Use code HMA. Put $5 in and get $50 available instantly. Garrett Wilson, his numbers at PrizePick. The one I like the most is the bottom number you see on the screen, reception touchdowns. If Garrett Wilson plays his normal amount of games, he will exceed 4.5 touchdowns. Pair this up with Geno's number of touchdowns thrown, which I believe, and we'll check right now, is sitting there at 14.5, and you're going to win some money on PrizePicks. Geno, more passing touchdowns. Garrett, more passing touchdowns. That's a PrizePick lineup that I'm putting together. Put together your own. Code HMA. Put $5 in. Get $50 instantly in lineups. Jets, let's go! Whoa, look at this. Chef Brian Morales in the house. A $50 super chat. Jake, put me in the raffle and give me a beast bang. I'll give you a beast bang. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you're about to hear. 50 times in honor of a $50 super chat.
Bang! 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 Bang!
Just kidding. Beast, give him a real bang.
You want to see bang? I'll give you the real bang. Ladies and gentlemen, say the 3 numbers. What's the numbers that I'm about to say? 9, 1, 1. Boom! 9, 1, 1. Bang! 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 That's what you call the fabulous Freebirds way. Bang! Bang! And what's your excuse? Because you can't hang with the birds, you sure ain't no Freebird unless you're with Michael P.S. Hayes and Jimmy Jam Garden. And you know what I mean by...
When was the last time you put on pants?
Hey, I just took a nap today. I've been busy all day, and plus...
You've been busy, but you took a nap. How busy could you possibly be?
Now let's get some rotation. Get the rotation. And then I'm going to try a little something here. Not that block. I'm going to figure out my old block, which I like doing this stuff. It makes me prepare. There's 1. There's 2. And 3. Easy as cake. I love this lock. Had it for 22 years. I love these master locks. They gotta bring these back again. These little combination locks. They're fun. Once you get the hang of it, you got a shot. And always remember, make sure you lock it with Master. Master Lock, the best lock in America. Get them right now while they're hot.
Are you tired of grilling outdoors? Are you tired of having to go to the kitchen to cook? Thanks to Beast's Ultimate Taste Tool, my troubles are over. Sure, it's a little smoky, but who cares? Look, I even got a bucket to shit in so I never have to leave my room. Now you're cooking with butt.
And we're back to our regularly scheduled program. Let me shout out Uno Jets, who is now in the raffle for 2 entries. Jake, put me in. Let's go, Knicks. Go New York. Go New York. Go.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Bear cuts hair in for 1. Let's go.
Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
Oh, we're very happy around here. Very happy indeed. Happy for all. All right, last chance if you want in on the show to enter the raffle or be a caller. We're at almost the 90-minute mark. Let's say hello to NYC restaurant guy who has called in. What's up, NYC?
How we doing, Jake? I was trying to call it a few times. My work schedule was kind of during your shows this week, but wanted to recap. First of all, go Knicks. I think you and I, besides Rangers and Islanders, have the same like Jets, Yankees, Knicks, which is great. And that Monday, which was pretty cool for me, that Monday started with my buddy from high school, Volpe, hit the 2-run single in the 9th. And then I was actually—
Did you go to high school with Volpe?
I did, yeah. So I was like, I mean, would he like be like, no, to say hi to me like out of nowhere? Maybe not, but like I knew a lot of his good friends pretty well, but like good kid. But so I watched that happen. And then I was also a freshman at Villanova when Brunson and them won their second championship. So like me watching them like in one day was freaking awesome. So just like some school stuff, but nothing better than having, I don't know, just I felt like the Knicks winning and making it to the finals is like, we need something in New York to get the like fans to give a shit again. And this is definitely it.
That's really awesome, nice, man. You went to Nova and you're a huge Knicks fan. That's like, you can't get a better combination.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's just pretty awesome. And like I had classes with like a few of those guys. Like I certainly don't know them, but it was kind of funny seeing them on campus now, just watching them like be on TV and everyone's talking about them. Like, oh, I knew that guy when he was 19 and like playing college ball. So it's been pretty cool to watch them go crazy and still can't believe they're sweeping everyone. It doesn't seem real, but it's pretty awesome. So I'm happy for you too. I know you spend all this time talking about the Jets who stink. So at least getting one of your teams to do something pretty awesome has got to get you pumped up a bit. So happy for all the Knicks fans out there.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And what's great about the Knicks is that most people in the area are all Knicks fans. So everyone gets to kind of share it together.
Absolutely. Yeah. Jet stuff wise, only thing I thought the Irv Charles thing was, like I kind of look at it like, that 7th round pick, hopefully, I know it's conditional. I don't really know what the conditions are yet. But in my mind, that's like next year we love a guy in the top of the 5th round and we got to move up 10, 15 spots to do it. And we took a guy that was probably going to get cut to give us a little extra capital. Like I just love the little moves that Muji's doing. So if he can keep that up and then just, get through this summer healthy, hopefully, and we'll see what happens.
Amen. Great call, my friend. Great call. I got to still visit your restaurant. I'm going to make it happen this summer.
Absolutely. I would love to do that. We got a lot. One of them I'm actually going to be at, which is funny. Not the one that I run, but one of the ones in the group I work with is on 33rd between 5th and 6th. So it's like right into the garden, called Jack Dempsey's. So I'm going to be there with a bunch of my friends and stuff. So for the game on Wednesday. So hopefully if we take the first game in OKC or San Antonio, wherever we are, we can go flip some cars on 7th Avenue. So
love
I'm
it.
excited for it.
NYC, you're the man. Great call.
Talk to you soon, Jake.
NYC restaurant guy. Checking. I've actually been to Jack Dempsey's before. It's a cool bar. Let's see. I'm counting raffle names, so get in while you can if you want a chance to win a jersey. How about back-to-back New York City calls? Amanda is next. Hello, Amanda.
Hi, Jake. How's it going? I just felt a raindrop. Oh, I just felt another one. I think it's going to be the weather segment. Reporting to you live from New York City. It's drizzling. I called in to say hi to Beast, though.
Well, what if Beast doesn't want to say hi to you?
Well, would you mind asking?
Just leave a message. Just leave a message. Thank you.
My queen.
Hi, Beast.
Now you saw that move, that 911 special, the DDT. That's the Fabius Freebird special. And raindrops, you say? Did you say raindrops?
Can you hear me?
I don't want to talk to you. And that means rain.
What's going on here?
This is rain I'm doing. This is from sign language. Sign language. Yeah, I took it. It's all up here. Right up here.
Right.
And get ready. October 25th, guess who's coming to the Big Apple? The King!
Can you hear me?
And I got something for you. You get a chance to win one of these bad boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking?
Wait, where'd he go?
Can you hear me?
One of these bad boys. See this?
He's back with his jacket.
You get a chance to win one of these
It's
bad
great.
boys.
One of the better
200
jackets
bucks.
that I've seen. Very fashionable.
$200. Everything you see, real deal. Everything. Top to bottom, everything you see is real.
Oh, yeah.
No fakeness. You know how you can tell no fake? All real. Metal Church, Maiden, Kiss, Halloween.
Right.
Yes, Dio, yep, Blind Guardian, and all my favorites there. Yep, I put pins on there too. I make it a little class. And the spike work, I'm the one that did the spike work. 3/8 drill, little no problem. Certified freak. Just got off the John. Oh yeah, we're running.
I'm like 90% certain Amanda couldn't hear Beast at all there. But it was great while we had it. Bear Cuts Hair says, Jake, was nice meeting at McFadden's at the draft. Hope I can make it to a Jets game this year. Been a Jet fan from Pittsburgh since 98. Great to meet you at McFadden's. Hopefully you can make it to a game. We're going to do Miami for the home game meetup this year on the 25th. I've been so busy this week, I haven't been able to get the head count. I'm going to make a link for people to fill out all the info, how many tickets you need, etc. I blocked in the tailgate plans. We're going to be at L5 for October 25th, Jets Dolphins. But we're going to do a group buy, so we're in the process of doing that. We also got Gangrene Beach Club in July. We got Nashville week 1. So things are happening. Things are coming together. All right. I'm counting the remaining raffle names. NYC restaurant guy says, go Knicks. Amen. Go New York. Go New York, go. Billy gifting another membership. He's in the raffle for 1. Thank you very much, Billy.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
And I see Billy ask the question. I'm sure other people are curious. Anytime you gift a membership on a show, you're also in the weekly raffle. It counts for both. The prize I'm giving out at the end of today's show is a Jet jersey of your choosing from any of our first round picks this year. And you're also in the running on Saturday to win the following 3 items. Joe Klecko autographed helmet, Revis signed end zone pylon, Walt Clyde Frazier signed jersey. Outstanding. We go back to Amanda, who maybe can hear us this time. Amanda?
Hi. Wait, yeah, I totally was like I tried to restart it. You know how StreamYard is.
I noticed you've upgraded your mic quality as well.
Wait, I was gonna ask, can you hear me better now?
Oh, you sound much better.
Can you hear me?
Thank you. So
Good
I
job.
actually bought a new mic. It's a little more comprehensive. than the last one that I had. So we're cooking with real gas. It was inspired by the Knicks to probably document the playoff and finals run. And we're very excited. It's a great time to be a New Yorker.
A lot of gas.
If you don't have a team, we gotta. If you don't have a team, you can hop on the bandwagon. It's not too late. We're welcoming everyone. We're gonna destroy the Spurs or OKC.
Dave Briggs says you never sit still. You're always on the move.
That's true. I think I've been told I'm high energy, so I do have a hard time staying in one place. I bop around a bit.
Moving and grooving.
Yeah, that I also love to get my steps in. I compete with my mother every day, and I like to put her to shame.
Dishing and swishing.
Sure. How about that chub for club? Heard he had a great day one at OTAs.
He did. Nick Faria was chubbing.
No, I know. I hope Brittany doesn't get jealous. Wait. I have a question. Is for the Atlantic City event, is there to be like a special VIP section, or is it just, do we have the whole section to ourselves? Like how does that gonna work?
There's an area for all the Gangrene Beach Club people.
All right. I'm really looking forward to the Speedo competition myself.
Who do you think's gonna win?
It's insane. That's tough because I don't know all the people that are going to be there. Am I picking from your listeners or like the sport people? Like
esteemed guests.
Yes. What a guest list, by the way. Who didn't you get? I think either Robbie Sabo or maybe Matt O'Leary.
I think the Jets collective crew is going to take it.
Wait, Brandon Tierney, low-key might look like that. He seems like he lifts. Like he's someone I would not want to fight.
Definitely not.
You're right. Let's say Rich and Brandon. Maybe picking you feels like, you shouldn't compete. You should be a judge.
I'm going to be basking in the glory of it all.
Right. You should have like a little throne. We should make you like a special chair that you can sit in and that's like elevated. We'll put you on an elevated surface and you just overlook everyone. Be like, my Jets kingdom, the Asmaniac kingdom. It'll be like Super Bowl roll all over again.
It's the Jake Asman Pavilion.
Yeah. I haven't had that drop in a while. Run that one back.
Yeah, I got to find it. That was a good drop.
Yeah. What an event. What a week that was. But I'm glad that things are picking up. The Mooj continues to make valuable trades. We love him. And I'm looking forward to the Knicks and the Jets season. And go Yankees. And go Mets. Yeah. Go New York.
Pick a team.
Well, baseball's the one that I just can't. Like I like the Yankees, but in honor of my grandma, I'm like a secondary Mets fan.
All right.
A little bit of both. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
A little here, a little there.
Huh?
Yeah. Do we?
Oh, someone wants to
string in the cheese.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Madison.
Do we? String in the cheese. Now, can we play that video since it's red hot off the market? Now, get ready, buckle up, put a seatbelt on, prepare for a little surprise called Stringin' the Cheese. Let's go, baby. And remember, in the words of the great Master Splinter, go New York, go New York, go. That new video, Stringin' the Cheese, please. Stringin' the Cheese.
Holy shit, Asmaniacs. You know what time it is? Time to get to that beef static and string some cheese. Oh, yeah! Come on! The Jets win the offseason. Let's go, me. Stringing the cheese. The Knicks come the cheese. Oh, yeah! Oh. The Jets could make the playoffs. That's got me stringing the cheese. The Knicks might be finals champions. That's got me stringing the cheese. Oh, the Yankees chasing 28. That's got me stringing the cheese. When Mimosa sends a super chat, that's got me stringing the cheese. Oh, stringing the cheese make me happy. My stringing the cheese might look messy, but cleanup is a pleasure after a damn good stringing the cheese. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm stringing the cheese.
Stringing the cheese. That's what you call real metal music. Now, let's get to our final presentation for the Wheel of Champions with Sadiq. Certified freak. Just got off the John. Oh, yeah. We're running.
Oh, what a stellar performance. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to spin the Wheel of Champions? See this jersey behind me? You want one for yourself? You want Sadiq? You want David Bailey? Jets first round pick as Maniac jersey raffle. Before we spin the Wheel of Champions, we say hello to the master of raffle ceremony, the Beast.
Ken Resnick for the World Wrestling Federation coming to you live from the studio headquarters. Girls, bring in that wheel. We are going to win ourselves a jersey, aren't we? Yes, we are. And right now, are we
Hold
ready?
on.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
Beast, stand by. We got breaking news here. Mimosa at the buzzer just gave us a 10 spot of gifted membership.
Thank you, Mimosa, for your generosity and tremendous support of the Jake Asman Show.
Mimosa in for 10. Yesterday, she tried to win a Sadiq jersey. She's trying once again. Beast, Mimosa is now in for 10. Let me add her, and then we will head over to the Wheel of Champions and find out who's going to win the jersey of all jerseys, a 2026 Jets first round pick jersey.
Oh, yes. Are we ready for that big final countdown? Girls, bring it right this way. Now, remember, folks, this is our first time doing something like this. Ken Resnick of the World Wrestling Federation is ready to give you the countdown of all countdowns. Now, Jake, you know where my hands are, right? One's on the 11th, the other's on the 8th. Are we ready to go?
Ready.
At 3, at 2, at 1, and let it rip!
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, baby. Where is my raffle music? Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Hey, shout out to Eddie Ray. He just sent me a Venmo to enter the raffle for 2 entries. Eddie, I am just going to put you on the wheel twice because I don't want to delay the raffle any longer, but I got your Venmo and you are now on the wheel. Thank you very much, Eddie. By the way, here are the 10 listeners. You got a membership from the great Mimosa. Thank her if you hear your name called. Daisy Pop, MH Jet Fan, Jay Bronx, Bryce Appeal, Brewing from North Jersey, Theander268, B Heights, and Ars11K, all receiving a gifted membership from the great Mimosa. All right, folks, here we go. If you win, here's what you need to do. Email me asmanjake@gmail.com, your name, the player you want the jersey in, the size you want it in, and the color you want it in, green or white. Also, need your address, but I felt like that is obvious. Address, name, size, player, color. All right. Only one can win today, but if you don't win, you might win a prize on Saturday. You're all entered in the weekly raffle. Good luck to all. But only one shall be a champion today. And the winner is... Man, Derek is on some run. Derek, the Kansas Jet fan, the brother man. He's done it. Derek is your Asmaniac winner this afternoon.
He's the brother man, Kansas dude who loves the Jets. He's the brother man, can't be more polite and chat. He's the brother man, they call him Derek and he's totally cool. He's the brother man, he's Derek, the Kansas Jets fan.
Derek, where to Nashville, baby? Week 1. You pick the player you want. Shoot me an email, Derek, and we'll get that ordered for you, and you'll have it for week 1. Jets and the Titans. I know Derek's going to be down there with us, so I'm looking forward to meeting him in person. Thank you to everyone who tuned in today. Huge shout out to Nick Faria, guy sat in traffic, and then immediately hopped on the air for an hour to provide a full recap of OTAs today. The Jet facility is far from where Nick lives in Queens, so appreciate him. It's really not that far. It's just, New York is traffic fest, so miles wide, it's not far. Timing-wise, it is. Anyway, thank you to everyone who tuned in. We're back at it tomorrow. We'll have Dylan Terraman on in the morning because he normally joins us in this time slot Thursday afternoon, but I wanted to get Nick on for an eyewitness report from practice. So Dylan joins us tomorrow. We'll chop it up with him. You guys are the best. Enjoy your evening. Let's go Spurs. Take it away, Beningo. Jets Collective is live at 2:30 tomorrow, so we're giving you a show in the morning and Collective at 2:30. Go Jets. See you guys. Have a good one.
I'll say this. I only worry about one person's penis, and that's mine. So everybody else's, I don't really care. But I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that could use more than just a little illusion of more inches. But whatever.
Great point, Joe. You hit it right there. Now, they haven't come out and said it, but that's exactly what they're thinking right now.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go Jets!